So, I wanted to make a video about newspaper editorials. I read Hindu, the Hindu newspaper that comes out with editorials, and I read them. I find them contrary to my opinion, to say the least, most of the times. Now, what I wanted to say about editorials and newspapers in general is that newspapers have it so easy, although its reader base is now restricted to UPSC aspirants mostly. But otherwise, these newspapers would not survive, especially the ones which have made it their profession that they have to only write against the current dispensation because they don't agree with the opinion of the current dispensation in India. And so this newspaper, which is very, which has a very ironic name because its name is literally the Hindu, and it says everything in favor of non-Hindus, or it says nothing in favor of Hindus ever. So my personal opinion is that it's so easy for these newspapers to write editorials and get away with it. I mean, for example, most of the times when I'm reading these new editorials, especially the ones which are written by the Hindu themselves on the left hand side of the editorial page, that thing has so many things that can easily be contradicted, and they're not even established, and they're obviously personal opinions of people who are writing these things. But for some reason, because it is not, a bilateral conversation, newspapers somehow get an easy escape route. They get a free pass to say whatever they want, but not get fact checked instantly. But this is like a cowardly behavior in my opinion, and you can of course stop reading a newspaper. Yes, that's the way you show you register your disagreement. But this is not but it's not just about disagreement, it is also about telling the truth. You might read the lines, but and get influenced by it, and that's what we don't want to happen. We want people who can read between the lines and see the truth for what it is, and see that these newspapers have an agenda and they are lying, and then they come out and call certain media houses as Godi media, which is rather easy to call. I mean, everyone is sitting in someone's Godi, in my opinion. So I'm not saying that the media the media which is pro Modi, which is very explicitly pro Modi, is also very good. They should say good things when they are good, and they should tell them bad things when they're bad. But just as the media which shows good things about the government becomes Godi media, but you just tell bad things about the government, how are you not sitting in George Soros's Godi? Just tell me this. This is hypocritical, and you are a liar, because you are giving certificates to other media houses for being a certain kind when you yourself have clearly have an opinion, and this is not facts that you are putting as a newspaper. You're not telling the news, you are telling your views in that, and this is not something which a professional media does. So if you claim to be professional, then you are not doing a very good job at that. And I'm saying this particularly for the Hindu because I've read it quite a lot, and I know for a fact that, I mean, I used to do it as as a conversation rather than as a reading, but because each and every line I used to read would irk me to my core. It was, I mean, obviously, agenda driven. People should go to the Hindu, and they should read the Hindu if it is somehow available, some pieces, and they should see that even the letter to the editor, which is below the editorial page or below the opinion page or something, even in that letter to the editor, they always selectively put such letters which question the government. I'm pretty sure that there are such letters as well which don't question the government, which are questioning the views of the opposition. There are still questions, but views of the opposition are in question rather than the government. and sometimes international views are in question, but only the views which are against the Modi government are, uh, you know, they find place in the columns and nothing else, which is very reflective of what the Hindu, contrary to its name, is doing. And I think that newspapers should, either make a mechanism to be scrutinized, because they think that because they have this, because they are printing something, they are more legitimate for some reason. I don't, and then and then people come out with newspaper cuttings thinking that newspaper pieces are somehow authentic source of information. Just because a newspaper says something doesn't make it authentic. I mean, New York Times is obviously sold to the Democrats. Everyone knows that. Similarly, the Hindu is obviously sold to Congress, and maybe I don't know, to whoever else. But it is definitely sold to not very pro-India views, to my understanding. And also one more thing that I see is that more often than not, this is this is a Hindu majority country, and so to that extent, what I find is that always in editorials, non-Hindus get a disproportionate space. I have never seen any BJP person writing an editorial section, but I've seen Sonia Gandhi. I've seen people from Congress writing in the editorial section of the Hindu, which is again reflective of what ideology they forward, and so when such newspapers call others Godi media, they should first go and look themselves in a mirror and ask themselves how much deep they are in someone else's Godi. Just because it is not the same Godi as you are sitting on doesn't make it any worse, in my opinion. That's all for today, and I think I would like to hear your views on this. And please like and subscribe, and please share the video if you like it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for staying with me, and I will see you in the next one.